Olá, boa noite. Eu sou o Biribó, hoje com o vídeo 6 de Broken Sword 5, A Maldição da Serpente. Ontem, George e Nicole descobriram que tudo era plano do Medovsky para ficar com o quadro e vendê-lo a Gennen, além de receber o valor do seguro. Hobbs falsificou o documento de propriedade e Biju sabia de tudo, até porque era amante de Hobbs desde o tempo das lagostas peludas, o mesmo conjunto do Henri. Mas ela não sabia que o Henri morreria, pois o amava de verdade, do mesmo modo que amava a Hobbs. O padre Simeon é assassinado e, nas últimas palavras, pede a George que evite que a Tabula Veritatis fique com os gnósticos. Langham, da Interpol, se é que era mesmo da Interpol e não um bandido comum, por conta própria ou a mando do Medovsky, é que matou o padre, matou o Hobbs no estúdio e também tentou eliminar George e Nicole, provocando um incêndio no local. Como pelas pistas a Nicole e o George concluíram que a tábula está em Castel de Santos, na Catalunha, foram para a casa de Marx, onde são recebidos a tiros. E a Nicole tem o celular, passe de imprensa e o esfregão. Aqui tem um muro caído. Se ela balançar o cabelo do esfregão ali.
On its own, the map wasn't going to fool anyone.
Sozinha não ia enganar ninguém, então deve ter mais coisa.
Parts of the wall had fallen down.
Capacete.
A rusty old helmet lay on the ground.
Então, capacete com esfregão.
A helmet on a pole? Always useful. I just hope this works. Are you ready?
Can't wait.
Ah, não.
Oh no. I'd made it without getting shot, but I sure didn't feel lucky. Somehow I had to distract the shooter again, and this time I was on my own. With a ghost from the past giving me an evil stare.
Cabra, prêmio. Prêmio não, castigo, né? Vou pegar o enigma mais sem sentido de toda a série. Por que mexer em time que está perdendo, né?
The old tree offered cover from the shooter. The tree was way too sturdy for me to shake any apples down. Uh-oh. Ouch! I was having a powerful sense of déjà vu. I'd never got on with goats. Luckily, the goat was tied to an old tire. Unluckily, it was blocking my way. The old car was riddled with bullet holes. The side view mirror glinted in the sun. A pile of old brandy bottles had been discarded behind the car.
Precisa pegar alguma coisa.
A pile of apples had just been laid on a sheet, just out of the goat's reach.
Passando pela cabra, pelo bode. Bode expiatório. Não tem. Se tivesse um revólver, alguma coisa.
Oh, heck.
Conseguiu as maçãs.
The apples were bruised. Hey, Mr. Goat. Look what I got for you. I was hoping the goat would be more friendly now.
Não adiantou nada, ficou aí.
Now then, old fella, you don't mind if I move your tire, do ya? No.
Já tem maçã? Tem. Jogar pra lá as maçãs. Vai pegar.
Oh boy, you're gonna love this. I distracted the goat, but it wouldn't take him long to eat that apple.
Muda a roda pra ela não te alcançar mais. Agora alcança as maçãs lá do fundo? Alcança. Tem 1 milhão de maçãs lá.
The goat now had a whole pile of apples to tuck into. I tossed him my last apple. The old car was riddled with bullet holes.
Espelho retrovisor. A única coisa que dá ação em toda esta cena. La Ordem de la Cabra. Ganhamos uma medalha. Medalha.
The shots were coming from inside the house.
Posso ir para casa? Vai levar tiro.
Hey! What? Whoa!
Ah, o sol aqui em cima.
The sun was blinding.
Refletiu o sol.
I blinded the shooter. Time to make a dash for it.
Don't think I can't see you, senor. If you so much as move an inch, I shall shoot you.
Ramon.
Senor, please! Whoever you are, hold your fire! I'm not armed!
Good. That makes it easier for me to shoot you.
My name is George Stobart. I'm a friend!
I have no friends.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Please, put the gun down.
No. Leave now, or I shoot.
All we want is a quick look inside the castell.
I don't believe you. You are here to kill Senor Marquez.
Senor Marquez? He's alive? What, he'll vouch for us.
You don't fool me like that. Get out of here before I kill you.
Senor Marquez knows me, I swear.
And I know a lie when I hear one. Go now, or I shoot.
Wait! I have important information.
Vostè, vinghi a me.
Do you understand what I am saying?
Try saying it and let's see.
Well, I'm George Stobart, and I come in peace.
Eva,
Do you mind putting that down? I've had a really bad day.
Guns don't agree with you?
No, and neither do goats. I've got bruises in places that, well, you know, places.
So leave.
We're here looking for something.
Well, go look for it somewhere else.
Please, put the gun down. I'm not armed.
And I'm still not hearing an explanation.
I can understand the old man being edgy, but you look like a woman who's seen the world.
Nice work. You managed to insult Ramon and me in one sentence.
We were helping a man called Marquez in Paris.
He is my father.
I could see where she inherited her temperament. Your father? Well, he's our friend.
Why should I believe you? Show me proof.
medalha.
I have your father's medallion.
So you're a thief too, huh?
Fotografia da família.
Look at this photo.
It's old. Do I care?
We tracked down his painting, La Maledictio. Look.
Última chance.
Where did you get this?
In London.
All right. You better come with me, but no funny business, okay?
You know, you sound just like my friend Nico. Nico!
Mais uma mulher brava. Redundância. Mulher brava. Eva, nova persona.
What's going on, Ramon? Who's out there?
Some crazy American. Don't worry. Eva will deal with him.
Papa. These people want to talk to you.
Eva, I thought we agreed to shoot intruders on sight. You? How did you find me?
It wasn't easy, senor.
We thought you were dead.
You were wrong.
They've brought you something, Papa.
Can it be? At last, La Maledictio.
Well, Senor Marquez, looks like La Maledictio hangs in its right place again.
Indeed. I have waited all my life for this.
But something interesting?
The painting. It is different. The face in the middle.
The one with the symbol of the Tabula Veritatis on it?
How do you know about the tabula?
A priest told me. Said it was the devil's work.
Pah! Priests. Full of lies, every one of them.
Oh, really? Well, this priest said that the tabula was an instrument to raise the devil.
Fool. Who would want to raise the devil?
But you do want to find the tabula.
Yes, because it is a Gnostic treasure. It is special, and my duty is to keep it safe.
I was sure that Marquez still wasn't telling me the whole truth. And now?
I shall decipher the painting and find the tabula. Before she died, my mother said that once the painting hung here again, its meaning would become clear, and the route to the tabula would be revealed.
So, what's the answer? Where's the tabula?
I don't know. The room has changed.
Was there something different about the room back then?
No. Yes. I don't know. You must help me.
Well, how? I'm not a Gnostic.
Senor, you must, because soon the Russian will be here.
He knows about Castel del Sans?
I regret, senor, that in Paris I told his sidekick a little too much.
Ah, well, I guess we'd better figure this out. And fast.
I'll go and keep watch.
Shoot on sight, remember.
Well, Nico, what now?
You try and work out just why the painting has to be in this room. I'll go and see if Eva knows anything.
Whether he knew it or not, I was sure Marquez had the answers. It was Marquez. He was studying La Maledicio. Ramon, gun in hand, was peering through the old window. Excuse me? I'll leave you to it then. Ramon sure was a little light in the charm department.
Ele é a alegria.
Carved into the fireplace was a young man holding an orb. The halo reminded me of the figure in the clouds in La Maledicio. An old man with a beard was carved into the front of the fireplace. It was very like one of the figures in La Maledicio. The stone fireplace was old and dusty. It looked like it had lain undisturbed for decades. It was an ornate tree carved in bas-relief.
É, o ambiente repete o quadro, a árvore.
It was an ornate tree carved in bas-relief. Senor Marquez?
Mr. Stobart?
If we're going to find the tabula,
Yes?
then you will have to help.
Of course.
I mean, by being totally honest with us.
Tch, when have I not been honest?
So, Eva is your daughter?
She was a gift from God, late in my life. One day she will find room for Gnosticism in her heart. I am sure of it.
What happened back in Paris? We thought you were dead.
A man came to the apartment looking for Miss Collard. He mentioned a stolen painting owned by a Russian. Obviously, I informed him that I was the true owner.
Obviously.
Next thing I knew, this thug had me pinned to a chair and was threatening to shoot me. So I told him of the Castel, and while he telephoned his boss, I hit him with a little China dog.
Guess he didn't know you were the pugnacious type. Tell me about the painting.
When I was a child, I would stand here for hours just staring at it. Who was the mysterious painter, El Serp, the serpent? And what did it mean, La Maledictio, the curse? I asked my father, but he just told me to be patient. He said that one day I would know everything.
Senor, can you decipher any of the painting?
The Tower of Saints, of course. I knew it was a Castel. And the saints themselves are Gnostic. You see the woman in red?
The one you marked in the photo?
She is Mary Magdalene. We revere her as Christ's greatest disciple. The rest, I don't know.
The symbol on the face, it is obviously the tabula.
But the elements around it, I don't know.
When were you last here, Senor?
Not since that day when my father was killed.
So why did the painting bring us here?
As I said, because only here in this room will its clues become clear.
Why is the Tabula Veritatis so important to the Gnostics?
It is an object of immense power. My ancestors kept it safe for hundreds of years. They brought it to Catalonia as exiles long ago. In any generation, only one Gnostic knows its exact location. My father, Xavier, was the last of these. He knew dark forces were gathering, but I was too young to learn the secret. So he commissioned La Malédiction, embedding clues to the location of the tabula within the painting.
É, o quadro é um mapa.
But what is the tabula? What does it do?
I do not know. I know only that in the wrong hands it would be catastrophic for mankind.
Why would a Dominican priest, Father Simeon, describe the Gnostics as evil?
That order was founded specifically to fight heresy and to eradicate Gnosticism. Behind their backs, the Dominicans were nicknamed the Dominicanes, or Hounds of God. For years, these dogs hunted down and butchered my people. They called us heretics, but in truth, they sought to find and seize the tabula.
Então aquele padre no quadro com cabeça de cachorro é o dominicano. A ordem católica que queria acabar com os gnósticos.
Did I ever mention Trevor?
The old cockroach in a matchbox trick, eh?
Oh, you know it.
It's nearly as old as ferret in the pants.
I'm getting out of touch. Take a look at this sketch.
It is the face in La Malédiction.
It was drawn by the man who restored the painting.
Then he knew of the Tabula Veritatis. What other secrets did he uncover?
I don't know, but he's dead now.
Just as well. The fewer that know the secrets of La Malédiction, the better.
I think this is yours.
My medallion? Where did you find it?
It was left in Nico's neighbor's apartment. Do you want it back?
No, you keep it for now. It has a meaning, a purpose. Perhaps you can find out what.
Sure. Just let me know if you ever want it back. Is this one of Nico's photographs of the robbery?
Yes, she gave it to me.
And did you write these notes on it?
Yes, I was trying to solve part of the painting.
Solve?
I never knew what lay in that portion of La Malédiction. The photograph you have of my family, this part of the painting was missing. But once I saw the Tower of Saints, I knew I had to come here. Just as you did, senor.
Rich tea cookie?
It looks similar to a Marie.
Marie, huh? Can you dunk a Marie?
Dunk? What is dunk?
No way. You never dunked?
I don't think so.
Wow. Well, here's a promise. When this is all over, I'll teach you how to dunk.
Thank you, George. I look forward to that.
Que conversa mais...
We must find the answer.
Em vez de perder tempo.
There was a piece of stone on the ground. It looked like a discarded statue.
Outro pedaço de estátua. As estátuas da lareira, né?
It looked like this part of the castell had taken some damage. The end of the passage was blocked off with rubble. The door was locked. Large double doors blocked the way. Marquez said that the painting contained clues only a Gnostic could solve. But when it was back in this room, all would become clear.
Mas as duas são verdes, não é? Tinha que ser uma verde e uma azul.
The photo was of the Marquez family.
Não tem nenhuma de chapéu, né?
On the fireplace behind them were two identical statues.
Esse acho que era só para ver as estátuas aqui. Pronto, essa daqui está virada para fora, essa também, mas essa tem chapéu.
The painting held all the answers. The Tower of Saints had led us to the Castel. I wondered where the other clues would take us. The bearded figure was similar to the one on the fireplace in the hall. I wondered if there was a connection. The orb in the old man's hand glowed with a green light. The figure of the young man was just like the one on the front of the fireplace. It couldn't be a coincidence. The youthful figure held a glowing blue orb in his hand. I wondered if the notes could help decrypt La Malediccio. The first passage read, "And thus spoke the accused. In this ritual we find succor. Clad in blue, the perfecti take the form of the spiritual and look towards the rising sun, toward the tree of knowledge. Clad in green, the credentes look the other way, towards the setting sun, where stands the tree of life." I wondered what it all meant.
Olham para o nascer do sol, para o leste, e o outro em sentido contrário, oeste.
So, until you came here, you knew nothing about the Castel?
Didn't know, wasn't interested. I better get back on guard in case anyone else shows up.
Your father needs our help, Eva.
My father needs rest, peace, and quiet. Not more of this Gnostic nonsense.
So, what did you find out?
Not a lot. Eva thinks her father's losing it. She doesn't have much time for Gnosticism. She's never been here before. In fact, Marquez never even talked about the place. As far as I can tell, she and her father never got on. She left home the moment she could.
I don't blame her. So why is she here now?
Marquez begged her, said he was in danger. I guess maybe I'll go inside and have a look around too.
Tell me if you find anything. I'm not having much luck so far.
Estátua azul agora. Estátua azul quebrada.
Eva looked like she meant business. Hello, Eva.
Signor Stobart.
Please, call me George.
I'd rather not. When are you and your girlfriend leaving?
Actually, she's not my girlfriend.
I don't know what your scam is, Signor. You may have fooled my father, but you don't fool me.
Well, I can sure see where you get your manners from. Tell me about your father.
When my mother died, he brought me up.
As a Gnostic?
He tried to teach me that stuff, said I had a religious vocation. Turns out I didn't. On my 18th birthday, I left home and never went back.
Tell me about Ramon.
Apparently he worked here when he was a boy. A loyal servant, even though the family left and never came back. More fool him.
He's got an interesting line in burps.
You should feel privileged.
Really?
It means he likes you.
Tell me about yourself.
I left home as soon as I could, lived a bit, and now I own a bar in Marseille.
That explains why you know how to use a gun.
No, senor. I learned how to use a gun so I could get rid of vermin.
Eva was a real charmer. What do you know about La Malediction?
My father has been obsessed by it all his life. He thinks it's full of secret messages. I think it's a crock of
Sure you do. Nico tells me you don't really know about Gnosticism.
Don't know, don't care. And I don't need saints and gods telling me how to live my life.
I can see why you and your father don't get along. So, you don't know anything about Gnostics?
They're a religious sect. They belong in the past. My father's obsessed with them, and that's all I know.
What do you make of this?
They're sketches of my father's painting.
The artist paid for the knowledge with his life.
Figures. That painting brings bad luck to everyone who gets near it.
Do you know anything about this statue?
I've seen a few of them lying around. I guess the fascists smashed them up in the war.
Do you recognize this?
It's my father's medallion. He said he lost it.
Yeah, he left it in Paris. Do you know anything about it?
When I was a kid, he never let it out of his sight.
É, bem pensado.
This is your family, right?
Looks like it.
Maria Bonita não é muito de conversa, não.
It was an old, weathered sundial. From the dial, I could see that the main doors of the house faced north.
A porta dá para o norte. Então, uma das estátuas com base nisso tem que olhar para o leste e a outra para o oeste.
I got you some beautiful tulips.
That's sweet, George, but I'm not a big fan of yellow flowers.
Oh, but Fleur said...
Fleur doesn't know everything.
Oh, typical.
Que coisa! Na hora que ele quis ser gentil, a Fleur errou.
I'd put some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same ones as in Marquez's family photograph.
Essa daqui não é. Essas duas são iguais? Não, né? Esse aqui tá de sandália. Oh. Leste-oeste.
Ah, what is this? A staircase. I never knew. We must go up. We don't have much time. Stairs. Always stairs.
Oh my God, look at this.
Oh my gosh!
George! What's this? A piece of burnt paper with the word Wolfram. That sounds familiar.
Wolfram. I curse that name forever.
What do you know about Wolfram, senor?
Wolfram. I spit on the name.
What is Wolfram?
It was a mining company run by a murdering swine called Gainen.
Gana.
In the Civil War, they backed the fascists. In return, Gainen was given soldiers to do his dirty work. They came here, brought their bloody war to this house, and killed Senor Xavier.
They shot Xavier? Senor Marquez's father?
I was just a boy, but I remember like it was yesterday. Shot him and his friend Hernandez, like animals.
Why did they come here?
They were searching for something, but they brought death with them. But there is one thing I have never understood. Xavier tried to escape through the library. But the library windows are barred. It is a dead end.
Tem que ter saída secreta, então, se eles tentarem escapar por lá.
So you have lived here for a long time?
All my life. My father served here before me. In fact, he named me after Senor Xavier's favorite saint, Saint Ramon, patron saint of the falsely accused.
That's nice.
Not really. The Moors put a padlock through his mouth.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess there's a lesson there for all of us.
Cadeado na boca de castigo é... Tem no quadro também o padre com o cadeado. San Ramon.
This Kenan, who was he?
He was Swiss, a businessman, and a murdering swine.
So what did he want here?
I don't know. When he wasn't torturing the locals, he disappeared to the library. Spent weeks in there, making notes and studying maps. His men, they crossed the whole of Catalonia searching for something.
Did they find it?
Who knows? One day, Gainen just disappeared. He never came back. An accident, perhaps, in the mountains. May his soul rot in hell. The soldiers didn't stay long to search for him. They hated him too.
The name Genan was familiar. He was the person who had tried to buy La Maledicción. A coincidence? Perhaps.
There is no such thing as coincidence.
Não existem coincidências. Tudo no mundo tem uma ligação.
So, when the soldiers left, you took back the house?
Yes. A few years later I returned and cleaned the place up. It broke my heart. I locked the library. I could not bear to touch Gainen's papers.
Can I have a look at the library?
No. I have kept it locked to honor the memory of Senor Xavier.
Please, this is important.
I lost the key.
You lost it?
That evening when I locked it up, I drank to the memory of Senor Xavier. The cellars were well stocked, Senora. It was a long night. I hid the key, then forgot where I hid it, so it is lost. That was all that was left in the morning. I haven't touched a drop since.
I needed to find out what Ganon had been working on in that library.
Xavier, Hernandez, Sofia, Tiago Jovem, Ramon Jovem, Ganen, tudo trancado.
The door was locked. I had to find the key. I wondered where Ramon could have hidden it.
Tava bêbado, nem ele lembra.
An intricate mosaic adorned the floor. The plants at least were thriving in the rubble. The internal courtyard had been beautiful once. Even overgrown like this, it had a serenity.
Não lembra mesmo?
So, you have no idea what you did with the key?
All I remember is waking up in the old car.
Lá na cabra, então.
Eva, I am glad your father is safe.
He's old and foolish. He shouldn't be here, but he wouldn't listen to me. I suppose he's still going on about that painting.
Well, yes. In fact, we decoded it.
You did?
Yes, we found a secret passage behind the fireplace.
What?
Your father and Georges went in.
What? That's ridiculous. He's an old man.
Don't worry, Georges knows what he's doing. So he always tells me anyway.
Ele sempre fala isso, diria Tigo.
Your father is looking very frail.
He's old, and he could do without people giving him the runaround chasing lost treasure.
Have you ever been inside the library?
No, I'm told it is locked.
The key is lost. Ramon says he hid it years ago and cannot remember where.
Shame.
Can you think of anywhere Ramon might have hidden the key?
What do you think I am, psychic?
Seen anything suspicious?
Apart from you and your American boyfriend, no.
He's not my boyfriend, you know.
Whatever.
Então tá.
Talk to you later. Eva looked ready to shoot anything that moved. Hello, little one.
Viu como é fácil tratar com a cabra? Basta ser bonitinha e carinhosa.
The floor of the car was littered with keys from sardine cans.
Cheio de abridor de lata de sardinha.
An old pair of shoes. Someone had been sleeping in the car, but long, long ago. In amongst the rubbish on the car floor was an old brandy bottle. A 5D71. Extraordinary. The dashboard seemed intact, but this old family car would never drive again. The inside of the car was in a bad state.
Opa.
I picked up what looked like an old diary. It was Ramon's. The library will forever be a shrine. No one will enter. I shall hide the key in a safe place. Once I've eaten. I have just what I need and know what to do. Oh, beautiful lady, your eyes are so blue. I just can't stop thinking of you. Ramon was quite the budding poet. Our lives are entwined like ivy on a tree. That is what you mean to me. Nice. Hey, I was reading that.
Ele ia esconder a chave depois de jantar. Jantou sardinha só, pelo jeito.
Have you no respect for great art? Pretty indigestible, huh? According to the sundial, it was mid-afternoonish. The wind chime looked like it was made from old cans. I wondered if it was Ramon's handiwork.
Tá lá, sim.
One old sardine can was bulging slightly. I fished around. There was something in it. And there it was, the key to the library. I found your key.
I thought it was lost forever.
Do you want to be with me when I open the door?
No. Some things are better left in the past. And anyway, I must look out for Eva.
I just had a look at that old car in the garden. Looks like someone slept in it.
Me. When I returned, I couldn't bear the house at night. So, I slept in the car.
Dormia e comia lá, por isso que a chave.
Do you know Eva well?
No, I only just met her. Senor Marquez brought her with him. They don't talk much, but she knows how to handle a gun.
Ramon was right. The window was barred. I wondered why Xavier Marquez had tried to escape through the library. Books were still stacked neatly in the bookcase. More were scattered on the floor.
Mas não pode ser uma estante falsa que iria para o pátio da própria casa.
The trunk contained someone's personal possessions, at a guess, Genan's. I wondered what secrets they might hold. The hat looked battered and old. I wondered if it had belonged to the mysterious Genan. A couple of old faded shirts, neatly folded. A pair of well-worn boots.
Mapa.
The map had interesting markings and scribbles all over it. George would be so jealous.
Enquanto isso...
So, what is this place, senor?
It is my family's chapel.
It's not like any chapel I ever saw. Where's the altar, the crucifix, the Christian symbols? And this fresco, what's that?
How extraordinary. It tells a story. It depicts the journey of my ancestors, the Cathars, and their escape from the hilltop fortress of Montsegur with the Tabula Veritatis, from under the very noses of the soldiers of the Albigensian Crusade.
Whoa, wait a minute. Who are the Cathars? And what have they got to do with the tabula?
The Cathars were Gnostics. They lived in the south of France in the 12th century, at peace with the Jews and the Catholics of the Languedoc. They preach that men and women are equal, that God is within you, and that the Church is an obstacle to salvation. The Pope found their core beliefs abhorrent. The Cathars accused him and his Church of corruption. He condemned them as heretics. When the Pope learned that they were the guardians of the Tabula Veritatis, he conspired with the King of France and called for a holy war to wipe them out. The Albigensian Crusade was a callous, ruthless massacre. The final confrontation took place here at Montségur in 1244. The Crusaders believed that they had slaughtered all the heretics, but a handful managed to escape with the tabula. They traveled south across the Pyrenees along secret trails. They brought the tabula here to Catalonia to be hidden once more. Sadly, it was not the end of their trials. The Spanish Inquisition saw to that. Nevertheless, for generations, my ancestors continued to guard the secret of the tabula. So, you understand why La Maledizione is important to me. It will lead us to the tabula again, so we can keep it safe from those who wish to abuse its power.
The painting brought us up here, Senor. We need to find out why. The fresco deserved a proper examination. The fresco was surrounded by dusty inscriptions. My Latin was a little rusty, but I could still translate. Ex igne puritas, from fire, purity. Ex luce veritas, from light, truth. Ex labore sapientia, from struggle, knowledge. Cathars, fleeing across the Pyrenees to escape the slaughter of the Albigensian Crusade. They seemed to be carrying something. Knights of the Albigensian Crusade. Cathars being burned at the stake. A town of northern Catalonia. It was a large marble statue of an old man with a beard. The statue held aloft a colored glass lens. These statues...
What of them?
They're just like the figures in the painting, and on the fireplace.
Indeed, they are the two pillars of the Gnostic faith in harmony. And the bearded one is Yahweh, Jehovah, God of the physical world. The other is known by many names. Hillel, Ishtar. He is the bearer of light, Luxfere, Lucifer.
Lucifer? So you guys are devil worshippers?
No. When he is in balance with Jehovah, Lucifer is the god of desire and ambition, driving humans to be inquisitive, to discover, to advance. Just as Jehovah, when he is in balance with Lucifer, is the god of order. Jehovah stands for selflessness and altruism. Gnostics worship the harmony of both gods in balance.
But what if one were to rule without the other?
If Jehovah ruled without Lucifer, then individuality would be surrendered. Mankind would be wholly conformist, mindlessly dependent, mere pawns of a controlling power.
And what if Lucifer ruled without Jehovah?
Ambition and desire would be transformed into unbridled greed, and man would lust only for wealth and power. Society would descend into chaos. Disorder and war would prevail. Then Lucifer would be the devil indeed.
It was a glass wheel divided into 6 colors, and it looked like it could be rotated. Part of the lens was covered.
Esse é o da luz verde, né?
I removed the small leather cover to reveal a crude crystal lens. Colored light streamed through and shone onto the fresco. The color changed from yellow to green.
Candelabro aqui na frente.
It was a candelabrum holding a single candle.
Vamos ver de novo o manuscrito ali. Agora é a parte 2, acho.
The second passage read, "And all shall know that the light of knowledge is blue, and that the light of life is green. For thus was the light of Eden, both blue and green, intertwined with the light of man to become pure." Knowledge is blue and life is green. Well, that was good to know. I wondered what color was the light of man. It was a glass wheel, just like the one held by the other statue. Part of the lens was covered. The color changed from yellow to green. The color changed from green to turquoise. The color changed from turquoise to blue.
Falta a luz do homem. Candelabro.
Just what this place needed. Bit of mood lighting. If only I had a few scatter cushions.
Vermelha? Usar o talismã?
Amazing. The light is showing the path of the bonzome.
The what?
The sacred trail my ancestors took across the Pyrenees, carrying the Tabula Veritatis, from Montségur across the mountains to this town.
And which town is that?
I don't know. That I cannot answer. But its coat of arms is quite distinctive.
But how does it bring us closer to the tabula?
It tells us the route the tabula took 800 years ago.
I think that's all we're going to find up here.
You're right. We should return to the hall. Eva will be getting worried.
Tem que descobrir aquele escudo. Bons homens, rota 777, prêmio.
Okay, we found the route of the Bonzom Trail. How does it help us?
It must somehow relate to the painting.
Papa, are you crazy? What are you doing?
I'm fine, don't fuss.
You got me out here to look after you, so let me do it. Ramon is outside keeping watch.
Georges, I'm glad you're safe. What did you find?
There's a secret chapel above the fireplace. But it's not your average everyday chapel. It's a Gnostic chapel. All laid out for worshiping not one god, but two.
What?
I'll tell you when we have more time.
You know, I found some things too, which might connect with all that. Come to the library. Oh, could you bring the painting? I think we're going to need it.
What are you doing with La Maledizio?
Nico found something and asked me to bring the painting. I promised to take care of it.
Eva, go with him. Make sure the painting comes to no harm.
I should stay with you, Papa.
Don't worry about me. La Maledicción is more important.
Cara, confia bocado.
Have you brought the painting?
Sure, why do you want it?
Because I found out what Genon was up to.
The Gainan who tried to buy the painting from Madovsky?
No, Genon who led the fascists here during the Civil War. Genon who then spent months here searching for something. And who vanished one day, leaving that trunk full of goodies over there.
You think he's connected to the Gainan who wrote the letter to Madovsky?
It seems likely that they were related.
Maybe. So what's the plan you've uncovered?
Take a look at this. It's Genon's map. He was searching for something.
Searching for what exactly?
The Tabula Veritatis, I guess.
You think he found it?
I doubt it. If he had, then people wouldn't still be chasing after the painting.
So why did you want me to bring it?
See this scribble in the sea?
It's the same shape as the circles around the Ouroboros.
Yes. Genon thought that pattern in the painting had something to do with a map of Catalonia.
So, I guess we try to finish what Gainan started. I'd put money on those circles around the Ouroboros being places in Catalonia.
But which places?
Maybe the painting can give us some more clues.
Esqueceu de olhar os escudos ali. Era esse aqui?
It was a shield on which heraldic symbols had been painted. The scroll beneath the shield read Figueres.
Figueres é a terra do Salvador Dalí. Controverso pintor, eu gosto das obras. Era esse aqui, né? Não era?
The coat of arms was exactly the same as the one depicted on the fresco. It read Berga.
Berga. Então nós temos...
The map had to be the key.
Teu objetivo é decifrar as pistas ocultas em La Maledicción e marcar as 4 localizações-chave. Para marcar uma localização, pega um alfinete e coloca no mapa. Quando tiver identificado corretamente os 4 lugares, saberás. Berga. Não, Monte Seguro primeiro que a gente viu lá em cima.
This was one of the locations highlighted on the fresco.
And this was the starting point of the journey of the Bonan, the good man, the Cathars, right?
Agora o que a gente pegou foi Berga.
So, the coat of arms on the fresco pointed us towards Berga.
Then it must be important.
2 locations down. If the vignettes on the painting were anything to go by, I needed to find 2 more.
Mais 2. San Ramon.
The village of San Ramon.
Saint Ramon. Ramon told me he was named after a Saint Ramon.
There's also a saint on the painting.
Let me guess, he has a hefty padlock through his lips?
I'd found 3 locations. Now I had to track down the last one. The municipality of Balaguer. Gainan had been researching the possible locations of the tabula. Perhaps there were some clues left in his possessions.
Tá errado então, devo procurar.
I wasn't sure that I had all the information I needed to pinpoint the important locations.
Procurar nas coisas do Genon. Que a Nicole não procurou direito.
I had no desire to take the old boots. I lifted the hat out of the chest. I removed the oilcloth from the chest. I picked up the blanket. There was nothing underneath it. There was something tucked beneath the shirt. I picked up the folded note. It was a telegram.
E por que não abriu o telegrama já? O telegrama está cifrado com um código de substituição. Para decifrar o código, ressalta uma letra do telegrama e seleciona a letra correspondente no alfabeto normal. As letras selecionadas aparecerão no telegrama e não deverás tardar em formar as palavras corretas. Se te equivocas, tem apenas que voltar a selecionar a mesma letra e assinalar de novo. É como aquele do versão do diretor A Sombra dos Templários. Começa pelas palavras curtas. Lá, el. Aqui tem uma palavra que começa com duas iguais. Em castelhano, acho que só o L que começa palavras. Lleno, llegou, llegar. Aqui lo ou lá. Seria demais colocar o O mesmo, né? Deve ser o A. El, esse N com tio, tem que ser o E, né? El. Lá. Esse G aqui, terminando com E. Lê. Não, L já foi. D. Latábula. Então aqui é T, boaba. Aqui vai matar um monte já de letras. Não com M, né? Lembrar que nós estamos no castelhano, é N. Ente, tá, a baleridade, latábula, veritatis. Então, vai matar um monte aqui também. V, R, I, S. Ru de supervenientes, sobreviventes. Então aqui é P. Aqui deve ser grupo, né? Um grupo de sobreviventes. Cathars. Que é G. Um grupo de supervenientes, sobreviventes, cátaros, mas o A já foi. A com acento? Tem A com acento. Então é isso. Aqui é C. Aqui é A com acento. Um grupo de supervenientes cátaros, levado a tábula veritatis de montes, alguma coisa, né? A Catalunha. Catalunha com N com tio. stop. Ponto ficou em inglês mesmo, acho que é padrão, era padrão nos telegramas. Um grupo de supervenientes cátaros levado la tabula veritatis de Montes alguma coisa, né? Eu não lembro agora o nome do lugar. Segur, aqui é E, será? Não, E já foi. A Catalunha. Lo confirma? Não. Confirme. Lo confirmé. Eu confirmei. Ali também vai ser com E com acento. Então aqui é F. Lo confirmei a partir de umas confissões conseguidas pelo inquisidor, que é Q. Dominicano, aqui é o nome do cara, Abimeric de Girona, ponto. Wolfram, que é W, então. Ponto. Um grupo de sobreviventes cátaros. Havia, né? Rabia. Não, mas o I já foi. Ah, mas é o I com acento também, eu esqueço dessas coisas do castelhano. Um grupo de sobreviventes cátaros havia levado a tabula veritatis de Montsegur a Catalunha. Ponto. Eu confirmei a partir de umas confissões conseguidas por um inquisidor Dominico. Falta essa letra aqui. U já foi. V. Avmeric. Não, mas já foi o V também. O W já foi. O X. Y.
I deciphered the telegram. The Tabula Veritatis was smuggled out of Montsegur to Catalonia by a group of Cathars survivors. I have confirmed this from confessions extracted by the Dominican Inquisitor Emmerich of Girona. It was signed Wolfram. I put everything back in the chest.
O quadro. Não precisou nada do quadro.
The map had to be the key. 4 clues, 4 locations. I just needed to pinpoint the location they referred to.
Falou Girona, né?
The Dominican monk Emmerich was from Girona. The dog-headed priest on the painting. I could see a pattern emerging. The locations had formed an odd cross shape, similar to the layout of the orbs depicted on the painting. This is the center point of the cross, so the tabula must be here. Montserrat. It has to be Montserrat. The question is, what's Montserrat?
It's a monastery in the mountains, quite a tourist spot. But there's something else. I think it used to be a Gnostic refuge, hundreds of years ago.
Bravo, my friend.
Dovsky?
No, Langham.
No, it's Genan, isn't it?
Very good, Miss Collard.
So, what happened to the real Langham?
He went for a long swim in the Seine. Now, I was expecting to have to rip this place apart and retrace my grandfather's steps, but I do believe you have saved me quite a lot of work. The tabula is at Montserrat. Who would have thought it? The old man will be coming with me.
No, please, take me instead. He doesn't know anything.
And you do? I think not.
But he is old.
Eva, hold your peace, child.
You can't do this.
Oh, but I can. I will. Man is weak, servile, controlled. He must be freed, freed from all constraints, free to fulfill his desires.
And you plan to raise the devil to achieve that?
Not the devil. Lucifer. Now, if you don't mind, we have a long journey ahead of us. Come on. They can rot in there.
We have to get out of here now. I assume that lunatic is as dangerous as he looks.
I'm afraid so, Eva. I think he's killed before.
You know, Nico, we were chasing Medovsky, but all along, we were really up against Ganon's grandson.
O X marca o lugar. Prêmio conquistado. Ai, ai, buraco de
Look.
bala.
Daylight.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a false door, Nico.
So that's why Marquez's father tried to escape through here. He didn't have time to open the false door.
Aha!
Great work, George. Come on, Eva, let's go.
We need to rescue your father and stop Langham before he gets the tabula. Eva, I think you'd better stay here.
Are you kidding? You'll need me, especially if there's a fight.
Eva, it'll be very dangerous.
Signora, you do not understand. It is my duty.
Okay. We'd better check up on Ramon first.
Sure. Then we will go and kick some ass.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Várias horas mais tarde,
Montserrat was way up in the mountains, a major tourist destination. But we went there as tourists. We had an old man to rescue and an ancient tablet to find. And standing in our way was a cold-blooded killer. Why would the tabula be hidden up here of all places?
For hundreds of years, the mountain has been kind of a sanctuary. There's an old Benedictine monastery up the hill.
Well, I guess that's where we need to start looking.
Wow, it's empty. Where is everyone?
This place is normally full of tourists.
I don't like the look of this one bit.
At least it's not monks with guns.
Don't even go there, Nico. Time to bring out the dumb tourist.
It's a role you were born to play, George.
Então é isso. Por hoje vamos parando por aqui. O Exou Biribó, agradecendo a presença, o apoio, as dicas, a torcida, desejando boa noite, até amanhã. Por enquanto eu fui.